This poem is called Song for the Black Dog. If depression is a black dog, you know you'd take it over migraines the boar or MS the jackal. You would stroke that boy and carry him bones. And on Fridays when he'd come in the aftermath of radiance, Augur ears tipped in silence, you'd whistle sighful, sinking in the gully, and he'd come. Yes, you lay beside your bed with something plain, and it seemed like the dog was dancing in the shadows of the doors you never then fully closed. There was a swan moon that shone woeful on you in Old Sully, and this was real, but it was not a disease. When at last you may find, instead of this nostalgia song, that you've lost ears, music, weather, that you no longer answer the phone, the obnoxious, or the silent phone, the hateful, that days, years are so obstinate and long, that you are sometimes panting like the road seems to when the traffic rolls thick, and that sometimes there is panic in the painlessness, and something like pain when you notice a child racing his dad, squealing that he won, and their dog jumping on them both. You will say, I have no black dog to wake me if the gray final dawn that has come for many comes for me. Wake up, pit of will, be a living stone forever in my gut. So that's the poem discussing my views on the term black dog, which was coined by Churchill to describe his depression. I don't really take issue with that term so much as how I think it can make depression seem a lot more innocuous than it really is. And that's what the first stanza is about. And there's nothing wrong with having the blues or having dysthymia, which is like a constant lower, bar for your mood and your energy. I had that for years and years, so I understand it. But when it progresses, if it progresses into major depressive disorder, that's what the second stanza says about, where it's not like a companion or something that you can almost find comfort through. With dog is man's best friend in our culture, so I don't personally find it fitting to describe major depressive disorder, which is kind of like you just got completely shut down and you don't have pleasure. You certainly wouldn't really imagine a dog, companion with you, I don't think. Not in my experience. It feels more like you're kind of just in a coma. And really, the resolve for that is what I wrote in the last line. Wake up, pit of will, be a living stone forever in my gut, because it's not that gives you strength so much sometimes as it just gives you the decision to make, to keep going, choosing to invest where it matters, even if you can barely function, you still have your family, or, for me, I have God and the living stone, which actually the Bible describes Jesus as being a living stone rejected by men, and then we are like living stones too in him, being built up into a glorious house. So when there is such horrible lifelessness, just knowing that you are still alive, you are getting through, can make all the difference. And so I hope this poem can be found encouraging in that way. And again, if you like the term black dog, feel free to disagree. It's not a treatise on the term in the poem. Alright, so thank you for watching. Thank you for reading. Bye.